Now, yesterday Spotify decided to announce that they've officially removed XXXTentacion from their publicly promoted playlists, so without wasting any time, let's talk about it. So basically what happened is last month Spotify introduced a new policy to their system regarding hate content and hateful conduct. And on Thursday they finally announced that they would stop promoting or recommending music by artists whose content or conduct is offensive. And R. Kelly was actually the first person they banned from their playlists, and then after that the conversation about who else should be removed was rapidly going around, and it actually turns out that XXXTentacion was another person who got affected by this, because they removed his very successful track Sad from all their promoted playlists, including the biggest one, which is Rap Caviar. And if you didn't know, Rap Caviar is huge. It is by far the biggest hip-hop playlist on Spotify with almost 9.5 million followers, so you could almost imagine how much that's gonna affect X and his streaming numbers. But let's check out exactly what Spotify say about the policy on their site, and then we can discuss it. What do we consider hate content? Hate content is content that expressly and principally promotes, advocates, or incites hatred or violence against a group or individual based on characteristics including race, religion, gender identity, sex, ethnicity, nationality, sexual orientation, veteran status, or disability. What about hateful conduct by an artist? We don't censor content because of an artist or creative's behavior, but we want our editorial decisions, what we choose to program, to reflect our values. When an artist or creator does something that is especially harmful or hateful, for example violence against children and sexual violence, it may affect the ways we work with or support that artist or creator. Now basically what they're saying is if you're an artist and your behavior as a person is seen as hateful or offensive, Spotify will not support you in any type of way. Yes, your music will still be on their platform, but they won't go out of their way to publicly promote you in these big playlists. And you know what, that's very interesting, because I just went to some of your playlists and I found a couple people on there that shouldn't really be on there. I mean, according to the policy, of course. I saw that G-Eazy was on there, and just 1 week ago he actually pled guilty to charges of assault and drug possession while he was in Sweden. And another person I saw on one of your playlists is Famous Dex, who actually beat his girlfriend on camera. And you know who else I saw on there? I actually spotted the one and only Tupac. And according to your policy, Tupac shouldn't be on there because he was accused of rape. And also, let's not forget Rich the Kid, who was accused of beating his wife. So exactly what kind of logic is this? Now I think you see where I'm going with this. If it's gonna be fair, I think it should be fair. It seems like to me that Spotify are kind of picking what they themselves don't want to promote instead of taking the high road and actually doing it the right way. We already know that XXXTentacion isn't really guilty of anything, and I really thought that innocent until proven guilty was still a thing, but apparently not. And yeah, some of the charges X is up against are pretty crazy, can't even lie. But at the same time, I'm hoping that he didn't do what he's accused of doing, because if he did, then I'm gonna be very disappointed. But of course, until then, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna let the law do their work. And the same thing actually happened to Tay-K, because they deleted his songs off their publicly promoted playlists. And we still don't know if Tay-K is actually guilty or innocent. Although when it comes to Tay-K, it might be a little bit different, because the guy ran from the police while he was wanted for murder, and then he recorded a music video called The Race while he was running from the police at his wanted sign. And in the song he said, "A beat, I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat the case, bitch, I did the race, skur." So yeah, when it comes to Tay-K, he might have gone a little bit too far. But then again, whether he's guilty or innocent, the court still hasn't decided. But obviously, if we put 2 and 2 together, then it's very easy to recognize why they're doing this. I'd say the number one thing is public pressure. Perhaps pressure from the bigger corporations and advertisers Spotify is working with. When people go to these big playlists of your Spotify, 99% of the time it's because they like the music. And what they're doing here is kind of taking away choice from people who support their platform. I know a lot of people who find new music on Spotify through these specific playlists. And now what Spotify has done is put themselves in a tough spot where they have to manually review every single person they promote. And if they're gonna take that route, obviously there won't be a lot of people even checking for their playlists anymore. I just think that if it's gonna be fair, then at least let it be fair and don't cherry pick who's gonna be on there and who's not. I want Spotify to remove all the other 10 or 20 people who shouldn't be on there because you're not even following your own policy here. Now that's what I personally think about this entire situation, but what do you think? Do you think that what Spotify is doing is good, or do you think that it's not good? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this. By the way, if you actually want to follow a good and lit Spotify playlist that doesn't have any weird policies like this, of course go ahead and follow mine. It's called BlackySpeakz. It's on the screen right now, and I'll also leave a link to it in the description below. Anyway, just wanted to put it in there in case you're looking looking for some new music. But let's have a discussion about the Spotify and XXXTentacion situation. But as always, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about bringing together people like you who enjoy music and start a discussion on different topics like this. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it, follow me on all my social media accounts. It's on the screen, and I'm out.